This is Cold Start.
So an interesting topic for today. I was on the interwebs searching things as you do, and I've never rented anything from Turo, but I've of course heard about Turo, which is like the Airbnb for cars. And I was really curious. I was like, I wonder what sort of stuff is available in my area. So I started searching on Turo of BMWs, Porsches, Lamborghinis, just seeing what's out there in the Bay Area and kind of what is available to rent. No real serious interest in renting anything, but just kind of checking it out.
You kind of have to wonder because this is a peer-to-peer arrangement, right? They're not a rental car agency. They just are the platform that connects people together. I guess like Airbnb or anything else where people flog out whatever thing they have to let people use it for a while, but this is for people's cars.
Yeah, and so that personal element really comes into play in this story that I want to tell, because it's up to these individuals to write their own descriptions, and how are they going to sell you on their car to make you want to rent it. And so I was searching through, I landed on this Porsche Turbo that was local to my area, and the description, the verbiage that is used is just insane. I have to read it for you.
Okay, let's jump into it.
So it says, great ride now available, top of the line 2021 911 992 Turbo. Features exceptional handling, comfort, and style. Don't miss your opportunity to take this baby for an unforgettable trip through wine country and beyond. Now that seems pretty standard, right? But this is where it gets saucy. Flame emoji, born to dominate, built to seduce.
Wait a minute, built to seduce. What are they saying you're going to do in this car? Or are there rules listed about no seductions allowed?
I guess he's promoting it. It gets better. The verbiage continues here. So, GT silver on black leather, twin turbo fury, show-stopping presence. This is not just a Porsche. It's the pinnacle of the 911 bloodline. If James Bond, Batman, and a fighter jet had a baby, it would be this car. Color-coordinated and masculine. PDK transmission, 572 horsepower, 0 to 60 in just 2.7 seconds. Blink, and you'll miss it. Sport exhaust with black tailpipes, because this monster growls.
Whoa.
LED matrix headlights in black light up the night with stealth precision. Sport suspension, lowered 10 millimeters, makes every corner yours.
Oh, you know what? That wasn't my corner. I didn't have the 10 mil drop kit.
Porsche Inno Drive with ACC and lane keep, brains to match the brawn. I mean, we're like bragging about our electronic lane keep system, but I mean, just the way that he's describing it is, it's hilarious.
It's extremely colorful. I wonder if this person has like a marketing background.
Ventilated front seats for cool comfort when your pulse is redlining. I mean, I don't know if this individual is trying to sell me a car or this is a start of a very interesting romance novel.
Is this like a Tinder ad, maybe?
The lane change assist keeps your 6 as you rocket ahead of traffic.
It keeps your 6?
Oh, we're talking Top Gun here. These are some Tom Cruise lines if I've ever heard them.
This was what had a baby with what? What would they say?
It was if James Bond, Batman, and a fighter jet had a baby.
Okay, so hold up.
It'd be this car.
I have some structural or mechanical questions about that.
Uh-huh.
James Bond.
Yep.
And Batman.
Yep.
Had a baby.
With a fighter jet.
With a fighter jet. So what I'm picturing in my head isn't really something I want to describe.
Well, it's a 911 Turbo, evidently.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess somebody who might be into a turbo, who didn't have one and wanted to check one out might be somehow lured by this extremely colorful and descriptive language.
I mean, does this make you want to rent this car more? I mean, if Porsche is not going on to Turo right now to look through these descriptions to find out the verbiage they need to use in their next like pamphlet or advertisements, they're really missing out on some colorful imagery.
Well, you have to wonder how many true enthusiasts are using this platform to go test out a car. Like, I think I want to try one before I buy one. Let me go on Turo and use one for the day. Except it doesn't ring like true like that. They're not reading classic Porsche ad copy, right? You could imagine somebody getting out there and be like, kills bugs fast.
See, that would be a good one. I feel like that would fit into a Turo description.
There is no substitute. My car had sex with a fighter plane and Batman. No, wait.
So I read this one, right? And I was like, are there more like this? Like, how many other people are also describing their vehicles like this? And it didn't take me long to jump into another Porsche ad, a Boxster ad.
You know those Porsche guys.
I feel like the Porsche guys, they're really into their cars. We'll get into some BMW. I found some BMW ads as well that follow the same sort of category. But I jumped into, it was a Porsche Boxster ad. He starts off his description with a quote, and I quote, "You drive the Boxster S, and do you think to yourself, what more car do I need? Do I need a faster car? Do I need a more agile car? Do I need a grippier car? You just don't. This thing is brilliant." Chris Harris.
Wow, he used the Chris Harris quote.
Get you fired up about a Boxster.
You just don't.
You just don't. This is perfect. This is everything you need.
Yeah, if you're looking for something more expensive, sportier, faster, more luxurious, just don't.
Well, and this one was a Boxster. I was like, well, wouldn't you want a Boxster S?
Well,
isn't there more?
Or Boxster S, a Boxster RS, a Boxster, not a base Boxster.
So, okay, this is going to be my final one that I read.
Okay.
I encourage you to look up some fun ones if you can really quick.
I may have one or two.
So I'm gonna wrap up on a BMW note because I can't make fun of the Porsche people and not make fun of my own people because I feel BMW people may be second to Porsche people, but definitely are similar in the sense of being really into their cars, like overly so, which I don't try to be that person. I don't want to be that person. But here we go. Introducing the BMW M4 competition, the Twilight Purple with a heart of pure adrenaline. This sleek beast is not your ordinary ride. It's a turbocharged symphony of power and style that'll make even James Bond's Aston Martin do a double take. What is the fascination with James Bond? Like, is that really like the bar that we set cars to?
How does a car do a double take? Is it like an anthropomorphized car? Does it have eyes like the cars from Cars? All right, let me read you this one, and you tell me what kind of car you think this is for. Unleash your inner maverick. Step into the driver's seat of this head-turning modern classic. With its retro-futuristic design, open-wheel front end, and roaring 3.5-liter V6 engine, this beauty isn't just a car, it's an experience. Channel vintage hot rod vibes with a sleek, low-slung profile and bold chrome accents. Performance with 253 horsepower. This car delivers a punchy yet smooth ride that's perfect for city drives, scenic getaways, or that special occasion.
James Bond, fighter jets, Top Gun. What is with that? It kind of gave it away that it was exposed front wheels and a V6.
Yeah, it did.
Plymouth Prowler.
Whether you're cruising down Ocean Drive or taking it for a weekend escape, this unique ride in your Plymouth Prowler is sure to leave lasting memories. How about this guy? Crusader is endowed with a powerful yet efficient V6, 4 full doors, and a commodious 5-foot 2-inch bed.
Well endowed, and we're going with measurements. I'm feeling a little concerned here.
It's commodious. As a gearhead, I am rather fastidious about my car cleaning. Even when I am not renting my vehicles, they are kept rather pristine. I expect Crusader to be treated respectfully. Take care of him, and he will take care of you. Regular gas is sufficient. As trucks go, this is about as easy driving as they come. Rear seat pet dog hammock available upon request.
So Crusader's the car?
That's what he calls this truck for this Chevrolet Colorado 2019.
Geez, for a like small-sized, compact-sized pickup truck, those were some strong words. Why do I feel like these people have very interesting relationships with their cars?
It sounds like they might. Or some of them have like cutesy little names. Like this one's called Queen Cruiser, spelt with 2 Ks. Kween Cruiser, KR Cruiser, is a dazzling 2024 Kia Forte, featuring rhinestone door handle decals and a rhinestone license plate for a stylish exterior. Glow-in-the-dark valve caps make it stand out day or night. Inside, enjoy a silver rhinestone steering wheel cover, peace sign cord holders, and a USB-powered star and disco light show with 8 settings. What a way to light up the night.
You gotta be kidding me.
Kia Forte.
It's stock.
Or then there's this sky-high sensation known as Blue Angel that will have you flying down the road with aerodynamic style and precision. This car is like a daredevil pilot in the air show, ready to perform jaw-dropping stunts and maneuvers on the asphalt runway. With its sleek blue exterior and sporty features, the Blue Angel is a showstopper on the road, turning heads and causing traffic jams just like the famous air show acrobatics. It's the kind of car that'll have you feel like you're soaring through the clouds, performing death-defying flips and turns, figuratively, of course. So fasten your seatbelt and get ready for the adrenaline-pumping ride with Blue Angel, a turbocharged thrill ride that will have you feeling like a Top Gun on the streets. This baby is equipped with a CVT transmission that effortlessly glides through gears. I think we need to explain to this person how CVT works.
Okay, so is this a performance car? He's talking about carving up the pavement, comparing it to fighter jets, Top Gun.
Trust me, you'll feel like a rock star on the road. So if you're ready to unleash your inner speed demon and experience the thrill of a lifetime, don't miss out on this blue Honda Sport CVT.
What? It's a Civic.
It's a Civic.
It's just a Civic.
But it's blue.
I mean, it is blue. It is very blue.
It's Blue Angel. Drive responsibly, but don't forget to have a blast. So I think,
that's insane.
I understand people talking up their cars if there's not a lot to talk about, trying to make it something people will be interested in. But aren't you sort of way overselling this thing? Aren't you just setting yourself up for whoever rents this car is going to have a horrible time because their expectations were set differently?
Well, who are they describing this to? Because it's like, I think every normal person can look at a Honda Civic and be like, it's going to drive like a Honda Civic. Like, I don't know who that's kidding. Like, any person that's going on Turo and looking at these cars is going to be like, yeah, it's a car. It's not a sports car. Moving past these descriptions, I think we've read enough of these. I'm already feeling very uncomfortable of people's relations with their automobiles. But it just brings up this interesting discussion of like, who is the type of person to put their car on Turo? Because by these descriptions, these people seem to be into their cars or like their cars or have some sort of weird, intimate relationship with their cars, but they're also offering them up for other people to drive them. It's almost like the automotive swinger.
It kind of is, right? They're looking for other people who are kind of on the same page as them, using this language of saying things like, are you ready to unleash your inner superhero? Like, the inner superhero is pent up in these people, and they're trying to find other people kind of like them who would kind of want to use their stuff so they can feel superhero-y too.
Yeah, and it's like, are these people actually car enthusiasts? Like, I don't know. Like, it's an interesting thing because, I mean, I think any of us that would be like so into our cars, and I think the two of us agree, like, I really like my cars. I wouldn't necessarily want to lend them out on Turo to other people.
What's the standard of vetting people here? I mean, anybody can sign up for Turo as far as I can tell. So it's just anybody who will reserve your car can use it. Just like, I guess, Airbnb, there's not a lot of checking on who's going to come use your house, huh?
Yeah, and there is a lot of restrictions of renting these vehicles, and a lot of these descriptions, not the ones that we read or they were added on to the very, very end, would always give very stern language of this car is equipped with a GPS unit. It'll detect if you go over the speed limit, if you're launching it, if you're doing donuts, especially if you take it to a racetrack. So it's kind of one of those things of like, okay, yeah, you have this sports car, a Porsche, a fast BMW, a Corvette, whatever it is, and your language, your descriptive language is, highlighting those features, but then you wouldn't want the renters to use, like, kind of like, what is the point other than flexing on people or, having just a fancy thing and feeling fancy for a couple of days, renting these really nice cars, which it kind of makes sense, right? I feel like Turo, in a way, especially in some of these like more cosmopolitan areas, especially like Miami, LA, things like that, Turo is just kind of replacing or adding to the ways that luxury car rental companies can market themselves or get vehicles in the hands of people that want to feel important or want to feel rich for a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, think of your impression of the exotic auto rental, right? The place that you roll up to, it always looks a little, overly blinged out or like really garish. They have these ads showing these lifestyle pictures of people cruising around in these cars, and there's yachts in the background and private jets and all this stuff. And clearly, the person renting this car temporarily is unlikely to have a lifestyle like that, right? They're just looking for a little slice of that. Now, there's occasions when you can imagine somebody would try to like get something that was better than what they normally drive for a wedding or some kind of experience where they're just trying to feel like bigger than they normally feel in driving around in their Honda Civic or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the part of it of us looking at these I would say, enthusiast cars on Turo. Obviously, Turo is mainly filled with mundane kind of commuter vehicles. And I understand the appeal of Turo, that it makes it a little bit easier and maybe a little bit more convenient than, say, your standard rental company. And then you get a little bit more options too. And the pricing for Turo on a rental basis is a little bit cheaper. So I can understand the market for Turo. It's just more of this like enthusiast vehicles or people that own nice cars where it's like, why aren't you enjoying that yourself? Why are you putting that up for other people to enjoy rather than yourself? And some other things of Turo that I've heard, especially down in LA, it's really interesting. Like there's a lot of companies that'll use vehicles for like advertisements or for photo shoots or video shoots or marketing material, and they'll go to Turo to be able to acquire that vehicle. So down in LA, it's actually pretty popular for some of these nicer vehicles, or even like the vintage stuff, like you were talking about that 356, the Speedster, where there could be some marketing company that's doing a photo shoot and they want a vintage Porsche or something like that. Now there's, an expanded market to rent a car, use it for a couple days, and give it back. And so I think there's more diversity in what people are using Turo for than maybe what we're thinking about, but it's still an interesting marketplace.
Yeah, well, I think there's people who are looking for that, photo shoot, getting attention kind of cars. And there's people who just need a car to do a thing. Some of the Turo advertising markets directly at people who do jobs like DoorDash or Uber. So can you imagine how far in the hole you would be that you're doing a job like DoorDash or Uber Eats? You're going to go rent a car on Turo from some other person. You're going to use that to go drive to the Airbnb where you're staying. At some point along the way, you're going to be probably selling somebody else's gear. It just makes a picture in my mind.
Or it goes down that rabbit hole of people talking about like a firm where you can make payments on something that's a little bit smaller rather than, we all know about making car payments or house payments, things like that. But now there's these loan companies that will make payments on smaller stuff. And like you're talking about this person that is renting a car from Turo to do DoorDash, potentially staying in an Airbnb that's cheap enough. That's the type of person that is also taking out a loan for their burrito from Chipotle and making multiple payments.
They're financing their KFC or whatever it is here.
Hey, there's a potential bubble that we're looking at here of all these people that are renting things, and it's becoming more and more accessible for people to rent out their stuff. I don't know, you might be onto something there.
Yeah, I guess there's also people who are just like, look, I don't have this kind of car. I need it. I need a utility vehicle to get something done, or I'm having some extra friends in town and we need something that's more spacious to drive around in. But I just can't get over that idea in my mind of this is supposed to be a special version of that. It's not just, day-to-day car rental like you'd go to one of the major car rental companies and get something. This is somebody's property that they're putting out there, and they're actually creating a business by doing this. And if you extrapolate out how many different cars can this person be managing as part of their business for Turo, it just seems like a lot of really bad and not very sound financial planning advice. And it's just a whole business really built on that.
Yeah, and I think that's like the split of Turo, because I can definitely see the appeal of, hey, the family's got an extra car. It's just sitting in the driveway. Why not put it up on Turo, have it make a little bit of money on the side? But what you're getting into of talking about like someone renting cars on Turo their sole business, I can see how like that can start to get out of hand. And I think Turo has a pretty wide span of what it offers. And so like I could even see people going on there to find a pickup truck because they don't want to go to U-Haul and rent one of their trucks. Maybe there's a guy locally that'll let them borrow his pickup truck for the afternoon. So I think the diversity of Turo is really interesting in that aspect. But yeah, I'd be concerned of the people that are just utilizing the platform to just manage, say, 5 to 10 vehicles.
Yeah, and then some of them, I'm not even sure what they're trying to accomplish. Like, listen to this ad. It's a car that you can rent, a rental car, if you will, and it feels like it. But it gets great gas mileage and a surprisingly good tech, blind spot monitor, Apple CarPlay, a dumb lane-holding auto steer function, crustose control, I guess that's cruise control, with collision warning. Not bad.
So maybe it's just for people that need a car. As enthusiasts, maybe we're overthinking a little bit of like, why would I want to rent something lame? Well, it's like, okay, rental car companies exist. So like in that aspect, it's just competing with rental car companies of, for whatever reason, someone needs a car for a handful of days. Where for us, if we're looking at like renting something on Turo, we want to rent something cool and fun and unique.
Right, but are you trying to encourage people to rent your car, or are you trying to talk your car down? Like in this one, I'm not really sure.
I feel like if I ran a marketing class in a business school, I would have my students do case studies from Turo of good marketing, over marketing, like we talked about, of people using maybe too much special language to talk about their vehicle and come across creepy, and underselling.
Yeah, there's kind of a combination of all these things. I guess it's the whole platform. The idea is these people aren't experts at what they do. You can read some of the ads and it looks like these people are running a business. They use kind of common language across a couple of ads. They're pointing you to their website or whatever it is. Fine, they're trying to make a go of this. But then there's the people who you have to wonder, like, I just had this 2024 Malibu sitting around and I think I'm going to go put it on Turo and I'm going to talk in deprecating language about it to see if somebody's even willing to maybe rent this car and have a kind of a mediocre experience from it.
Yeah, I mean, Turo is the continuation of this new society that we live in, of everyone wanting to be their own boss or have a side hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, Turo is just an add-on on that of, hey, if you want your side hustle to be that you're a rental car agency, here's a platform and here's an opportunity to do that. Now, once again, for the people running nice performance cars, it's just fascinating. It just fascinates me that these people are willing to put their cars out there. But on the other end, like looking at this, it's like, that's kind of cool, right? Like if I was in the market to go get a Turbo S or something of that nature, to be able to rent it for a couple of days, be like, hey, is this a car I can live with? If I drive this to and from my house, is it, compliant enough for the roads that I have, or this, that, the other? Like a dealership's never going to let you do that.
Yeah, that's right.
If you can find it on Turo, there's a benefit there.
That seems reasonable. I mean, a lot of those kind of cars you're talking about, the dealers aren't going to let you go do a test drive, right? So how else do you get a sense of what this thing is without just buying it outright without ever having experienced it? So from that perspective, this is a good thing.
Well, Turo seems like a very interesting platform. I don't think I'm rushing to the website to put either one of my BMWs on it.
I was hoping to rent your E36, Sylas.
I feel like the two of us should challenge one another of like, all right, pick one of your vehicles, make a Turo ad for it. Best Turo ad wins.
Oh man, this could be fun. I don't know. Do we get to pick our own vehicle or do we have to pick each other's? Like I'll pick your E36.
Yeah, I think, we could do that. And then it's like first one to get a click of wanting to rent the vehicle wins the competition.
Do we actually have to go through with it?
No, you can decline people on Turo. But this conversation is making me think like maybe there is a platform that needs to be created of like enthusiasts sharing enthusiast cars with enthusiasts and putting a lot more restrictions, because like you're talking about of like having this friend over in another country and you go there and you get to use his car. Like how cool and how special is that? But if we made, Turo, I don't think is for enthusiasts, right? From all these descriptions for these cool cars and stuff like that, I don't see it. Plus on Turo, you're not going to see like modified cars. But like, how cool would it be if like, I want to go down to LA and I want to drive around in like a slammed whatever. And it'd be an interesting thing of creating an enthusiast Turo platform, call it something else, do a collaboration with Haggerty for the insurance side of stuff. And they can do, they have a little bit more of a reach to like fully inspect vehicles before they're allowed on the platform. It's not going to be the biggest thing in the world, but, big enough to have some sort of impact. And if you keep it small and you keep it just to enthusiasts, it'd be pretty easy for them to put on their car, do inspections, put a list of the modifications that have been done to it. I think that would be a pretty cool thing. And opening it up a little bit more of like, it's going to be an enthusiast using an enthusiast car. Not an idiot, not a kid that wants to go and destroy it, but someone that, wants to drive it and enjoy it and things of that nature.
This sounds like the precursor conversation or brainstorming session people would have that eventually they just wind up opening up an exotic auto rental agency afterwards. Because they realize there's no way really to vet people other than take their credit card, get their driver's license, and make them liable. Make them sign scary language and contracts that say if you do anything wrong, it's on you and you're going to pay for it. And I don't know how else that can go, right? I'd like to think there's this beneficial club of enthusiasts that all get together and they're happy sharing their cars with one another. But what would be the vetting criteria? Like you have a racing license. Oh, well, now this person's going to race the crap out of my car. They know how to do it. They're going to drive it hard. Or is it that, oh, these people are qualified to use a car and they wouldn't think of using this car in the way that's not intended? I don't think either of those is really the case.
Well, think about like track rental companies.
Yeah, Arrive and Drive.
That rent out race cars or whatever else. a marketplace platform for them. Same thing. Like, even if you go to someone and rent their Spec Racer Ford, there's no guarantee that that thing's not going to fall apart, right?
Right.
It's only word of mouth and reputation. Same thing of reviews online of, hey, had an amazing time. They was great support, whatever the case may be. If there was a dude that had like a Yaris with a roll cage in it, that's like, hey, up for rent, $50 a day, you'd be like, dude, stoked, awesome. And then like, if I wreck this thing, it's the same thing of renting any sort of race car. You make them sign language that, hey, I have coverage through Open Track or Haggerty or whoever it is for track day insurance, and you just build that into the cost of the rental, ready to rock and roll. So I'm just thinking of how can you take a marketplace platform like Turo, make it useful for enthusiasts, because I think it's very apparent that Turo in its current form is not useful for automotive enthusiasts. It might be useful for the common day person or the common day person that wants to feel special. I think they got those covered. But for like the enthusiast of track rentals and things of that nature, it'd be cool to have a single marketplace platform.
I like where you're going. I mean, it's a cool idea. I've heard of car clubs that have started with this idea in mind where everybody who joins could make their car available to other people for sort of like try before you buy or just an exchange thing. But there's always those exceptional cases that ruin it for everybody else, right?
Oh yeah, it always takes one person to be like, okay, we don't need to do this anymore.
Or you're doing it at such a scale that nobody says, oh, the county just said you're a rental car agency, and now you need to have this sort of insurance coverage and this sort of business license and all that stuff. So it sort of unravels really quickly, but the idea is a good one.
So anyone out there that's got a slow weekend afternoon, or maybe you're at work and it's 2 p.m. and you're just trying to make it to 5, jump on Turo. You don't need to rent anything. There's enough entertainment in reading people's descriptions and also what happens with some of those rentals that may have gone wrong. Well, this has been Cold Start, a little bit of a skew away from our normal topics of discussion, but fun nonetheless. Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Sylas. This has been a fun and cynical look at something that we'll probably come back to at some point.
Thanks for listening.